everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Heather. We are a sewing tutorial channel and we have been expanding our sewing material things, our items. We've been expanding our items. So we're going to do a cut video today. I get requests for cut videos a lot. And because I don't like to show pattern pieces, I can only do them occasionally. And we are going to be making a free pattern coming up. And I have transferred the pattern pieces onto our Dollar Tree mats. And so I feel really confident in making a cut video with these. So we're going to be cutting, actually we're going to be cutting 3 of these. It's the Toby Stylix Alexia Wristlet, and we are going to leave out the interior zip pocket, and we're actually going to make 3 of these, and we're making them cowgirl style. So we're going to be using some faux cow vinyl, and your girl got some fringe. We're going to incorporate this too, but we are making this because we're going to the professional bull riding event here this coming weekend, and I wanted to make a belt bag. So we're actually not making this as a wristlet. We're making it as a belt bag for myself, my daughter, and my son's girlfriend. So we're going to have matching fringy belt bags. I have no idea how these are going to turn out, but we're going to cut everything that we need here together today. And then we will also film making at least one of these bags. probably just the one, unless we batch. So I don't know what we're gonna do. But I'm gonna switch to your camera angle so that you can see me working down here as we cut our materials. So let's do that, and then we'll start cutting. All right, so we're gonna start by cutting our zipper tape. Again, we're not doing the interior zip pockets, mostly because I need this to be a quick make since we're making multiples. I'm going to cut the zipper tape at 7.5, and that's because we're going to do one zipper tab and we're going to 90-degree angle the other. And we're just using an antique bronze with this like camel color tape. That I think will look really cute together.
That's why I muted myself.
All right, so that's 3. We're done with our zipper tape. Okay, we also need to cut our fringe, and I have never used fringe before. But I think what we'll do is we'll sew it right into the top. So I'm just going to cut a little bit extra. Okay, like so. And we need 3 of these. I got this on Amazon. I'll link it below. It's also where I got the zipper tape from. I had no idea. I know some people make their own fringe, but I'm not there. Not there. Okay. Again, it's just a little bit longer than we need. We'll cut off anything we don't need. All right. So that is all set also. So we've got our fringe and our zippers. Good to go. I found this. If you've been watching my recent videos, I am trying to pull out some material that I forgot that I had that's been in the bottom of bins. This is one of them, and I thought the brown would just be perfect against our cow. So that's what we're doing. Going for it. And it's just an air erasing marker. And we need 6 of these all together. because we're making 3 bags. Okay. So we will cut these 2 and then open up our material to get some more material out. And this is just a cotton from Joann's. Okay, all right. Those are free. And there's one. Totally go with our our cow vibe. It's almost like it reminds me of wood slices. All of the Joann's near me are closing, which is so sad. I do purchase a lot of things online, but you know, like there are some things that you need to go and check out in person. But also sometimes I just like to browse around a store full of sewing things because there's not a lot of stores like that. And with all these Joann's closing, there'll be even less. They just built a really nice new one near me too. So definitely a bummer. All right, there we go. It's 2. That's some scrappies that we do not need. All right, so 4 more. Okay, 1. Try to use our line that we just drew. Two. I'll have to do something to make these a little bit different so that we don't get them mixed up with each other. 3, and I don't know what that something is. for. I have never been to a bull riding event or a rodeo or anything even remotely close to what we're going to do. And I can't tell you how excited I am. I have these like really awesome big bell-bottom jeans. We got a bunch of cowboy boots. We're going for it. Have any of you guys ever been to the PBR? That's what we're going to. Professional bull riding. When I looked and bought the tickets, it said it was one of the best shows. And they have like fire and entertainment and the bull riding. And we do not go to a lot of things because of how busy our schedules are. It just worked out that we had availability and could make it work. So super pumped. We watched a little bit online, and it was pretty wild. Man, some of those bulls, I do not understand how they get so high in the air. I can't jump that high. Those things weigh way more than I do. Also, I'm trying to figure out, like, what is that thing that's tied around them? Does anybody know? It's like past the rider. I was confused by it. But I also know nothing about bulls or bull riding. Besides that it looks horrifying and really fun to watch. Although there was a show like this that came around a couple months ago at a different place, and they had to stop the show and take somebody out. So that's definitely scary. All right, last one, you guys. And then we can move on to our faux cowhide. I'm not being super particular. I'm a pretty bad cutter overall, so whatever. Whatever we end up with is what we end up with, right? Okay. All right, well, that was good. That got us through a chunk of that material. And there's our pieces for our interior. All right, so now our exterior is this, and this is like, it's a super thin vinyl. I got it from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. It was like a $5 roll, and I'm like, how could I pass that up? You know, you can't. We are gonna need some little pieces for our zipper tabs also. We'll just kind of take that from the excess. And so one of the reasons that I like these Dollar Tree mats so much is if you use a pattern a lot, you're not going to really like beat it up like you would a paper pattern. Sometimes my paper patterns end up just like absolute disaster. And that's because I use them so much, you know, it just happens to paper. So for the little bit of extra, I will pay for the Dollar Tree mats. And I know some people, they like could just rotary cut right around this, but hardly trust myself to cut with the scissors, so we're not gonna do that. Okay, so that's two. We have some good scrappies down here. I'm gonna cut off for us to be able to make our zipper tabs before we sort of finish what we're doing. And we're gonna go ahead and cut these also so that I can move our material down. It's funny because, you know, I don't show these videos a lot, but a lot of the times it's what sort of takes the most time is all that prep work. The cutting, piecing everything together, you know, adding the zipper tabs to the zipper, like all of those things, those are the things that add up to a bag taking sort of a good chunk of time. All right, we got our first one, and let's, okay, so cute. That is gonna be art. Let's, really quick. Where's our fringe pieces? Let's just take a quick look, you know. We'll take a quick look. Okay. Yes. Yes. Obsessed. Okay. That's cute. You have to make sure it's going to be cute, right? Or else what are we doing? And I just abutted these so that we didn't have to draw as many lines. We also don't have to cut as many lines when you do it like this. You can. It's easier. This is also something I've had for a super long time, so it actually works out with us trying to sort of sew through our stash that we get to use this material. Okay, there's two. And our backside will be, oh, you know what? We also need to cut our strips that our webbing will go through. So we'll do that too. But our backside will be blank, minus the, we're gonna add almost like a giant belt loop to the back, because I want these to be a true belt bag. So we're gonna have the webbing so that it goes through the back of the bag. And then we will be able to put it through our belt loops on our jeans, and it will just hang out there, right there on our hip, which is exactly the look we're going for. So we want 1 inch wide webbing to fit through our sort of strip on the back. So we'll have to think about what we want that to look like, what our measurements would be. What our measurements would be. We'll work that out together. Okay. All right, 2 more. And then we can do our zipper tabs and those back pieces that I was just talking about. I'm gonna try to sew these up today, maybe too. Do not have a lot of time, free time left before the rodeo, PBR. And so if we can get one sewn up today, we might go for that. All right. Okay, so that's all of our big pieces. We'll do zipper tabs here next, and then we'll look at some measurements for making that what I'm calling a giant belt loop. There must be an actual name for it, but I don't know what it is, so here we are. If you guys know what that is, you let me know. And we don't have our webbing in yet. That we need, but that's okay because we can make the full bag without the webbing since we're not actually attaching anything, we're just passing it through. I ordered like a dark brown to go with the match the cow spots, and I didn't have any here, so actually also just realized that I ran out of silver rivets. Just unrelated, but and I'm like, how does that happen? Like, how did I not look at the bag when I used them and say like, okay, like you only have a few left. You should do something about that. Nope, here we are. Here we are. No silver rivets. So can't make anything with silver. It's like an amateur. I feel like an amateur. All right. So I'm just going to roll this up for now. I'm going to leave out these pieces here for the time being. Okay, got all that stuff. Now let's do our zipper tabs out of some of this scrap fabric. And we can leave a raw edge because it's vinyl, so we don't actually need them to be too big. So I'm just going to take our Omni Grid here. It's not totally straight, so we're just going to go from 1.5 inches to 1.5 inches. And then come back in and reline that up. And then we'll cut it and see if that will work for us. And if it does, we'll make 2 more exactly the same. And so we just want to grab a zipper. looks good, but I think we can take a little bit off. That's better. Okay, so I like that. And it's a little longer, but that's okay because we'll just be able to cut that off and it'll be in the seam allowance, so it's not a huge deal. So then we'll just take this piece and we'll trace it. Okay, and now we're able to use some of our what would be scrappies for zipper tabs. All right, now let's figure out our big back loop. So, all these scrappies. We want it to go basically here. So maybe be, let's see. Maybe 5.5 inches long. And we want to fold it in. We want 1-inch webbing to fit through it, but we don't want it to just be a 1-inch tube. We want it to be probably 2 with a little fold over, right? So let's go 2.5 inches tall. All right, let's see what that will give us. Five and a half. All right, we're gonna cut this and take a look. This is one of the cool parts about bag making. When you sort of want to do your own thing with it, you totally can. You just got to do a little bit of math. Don't tell my math teachers that I needed math. Okay, so really we just want to come over a little bit, right? So this is kind of what I'm thinking. And then we put the webbing through and it sort of sits. I actually think that's the perfect size. Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit so you can see what I mean. So, and then we'll leave our sides open here so our webbing will feed literally right through that. And then this back piece will sit on our body. We'll have stitch, so we won't, yeah, okay. You know what, we're winging it. We're making these fun bags, they're meant to be fun, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna use our scrappies, you guys. All right, so we're just gonna use the piece we just made to make our additional pieces. And then we'll sort of go through, take a look at everything we have. Okay, one more. Do we have enough scrappies? We have a lot of scrappies. All right, we'll take it from here, which is technically a scrappy piece also. This will be our last piece that we need. And then it will have everything but the webbing. I'll also have to grab the zipper pulls, but we don't need to cut anything for those. All right, these are our big scrappy pieces. They go in a in like a bin, because maybe we can use them for zipper tabs or something like that later. All right, let's move this out of the way, and then we can take a look at all of our pieces. So we have our, what we're calling our belt loops, 3 of those, 3 zipper tabs. We have 6 exterior pieces. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, 6 of those. And then we should have 6 interior pieces. Okay, 6 interior pieces. We've got 3 zippers. And then we have 3 pieces of fringe. And there we go. That is 3 Alexia wristlets cut out. That will be belt bags, not wristlets, for the PBR event. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this cutting tutorial today. We cut a significant amount of different things, fringe, for the first time. Stick around, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we will be sewing up these Alexia wristlet bags, yeah, next. I think, because we need them for this weekend. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss out, and we will come back together and sew these bags. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have an awesome day. I'll see you soon.